Welcome to another episode of the Market Current. I'm Ben Fisher on the price reporting team here at Undercurrent News. And this week we're going to be looking at our newest U.S. wholesale price assessment for frozen mahi-mahi. This mahi price assessment is going to be posted under this new pelagics tab on our U.S. wholesale price portal. And we hope to introduce additional pelagic species like tuna in the coming months. As for the mahi product forms that we settled on, we'll be reporting pricing for both frozen portions and frozen fillets. We'll assess pricing for portions from both Asian and Central and South American origins, and those portions that we'll be assessing are predictably going to be skinless and boneless. For the smaller sizes, 1 to 3 ounces and 2 to 4 ounces, we'll be looking at IQF packaging. And then on the larger benchmark sizes, 4, 6, 8, and 10 ounces, we'll be looking at IVP packaging. On fillets, we're looking at them skin on and also from Asian and Central American origins. And after some feedback that we received during the price discovery process, we decided to add a natural fillet as well, in addition to the carbon dioxide treated price that we'll have. And for fillets, those will also be assessed both on IVP packaging formats. This pricing, like all of our other U.S. wholesale pricing, will be reported on a weekly basis every Wednesday. As you can see, there are only a few mahi prices that are being reported at this moment, and that's because we're at the tail end of the seasonal cycle. There's very limited inventory available in the U.S. market ahead of the new season, but we'll get into that a bit more later. If you look at the Undercurrent News trade portal, you'll be able to see where those volumes of frozen mahi are coming from, which of those Asian and Central and South American nations are sending the most to the United States. Historically, the U.S.'s biggest trading partner for frozen mahi has been Peru, followed by Ecuador, Indonesia, Vietnam, and Taiwan. In terms of the fishing season preview, I'll focus on Peru because that's the U.S.'s biggest trading partner for frozen mahi. Last year's fishing season in Peru was tough, with particularly low landings, which drove U.S. wholesale prices to historically high levels, according to sources, over $10 per pound in some cases for portions. Some people that we talked to blamed El Nino, but others said that they had seen El Nino seasons before, and 2024 was much worse than previous El Nino seasons. Mahi-mahi feed quite a bit on flying fish, and so sources were very confused as to why the flying fish industry was doing well with good landings, ample hauls, and why mahi was struggling. Whatever the cause, warmer water, shifting currents, or something deeper in the food chain, last season was one of the weakest in recent memory, and as a result, inventories are quite low, with everyone looking for supply from this new season. This year, the mahi season has opened in Peru, but so far activity has been minimal, and that's just because few boats are targeting mahi so far. In Peru, most fishermen are still focused on squid, and the government recently extended the squid season by another week. And this extension just means that many vessels haven't switched over to mahi yet, and those that have are landing only small amounts, which are staying in domestic Peruvian markets. Industry sources say that they expect more effort on mahi in the coming weeks once the squid season fully winds down, which should be around late November. We heard from a market source that at the beach in Peru, the shore price is currently around 18 soles per pound, Peruvian soles. That's approximately $5.32 per pound. As you can see here, this stronger Peruvian sol, which is up roughly 10% against the dollar compared to last year, it's playing a role in the conversation about mahi pricing all through the supply chain. But beyond seasonal challenges, there's also a much bigger issue looming on the horizon, one that could reshape the mahi trade entirely in the United States. Beginning January 1st, 2026, the Marine Mammal Protection Act, or the MMPA, is a new import rule that's going to take effect in the United States. This rule prohibits imports from foreign fisheries that NOAA has found to be out of compliance with U.S. marine mammal protection standards, specifically those using gill nets or entangling nets that pose a risk to dolphins or other marine mammal species. Ecuador is expected to be among the hardest hit, and that's the U.S.'s second largest trading partner for frozen mahi. Ecuador's gill net and entangling net fisheries, which target mahi, tuna, and other species, will be banned from shipping to the U.S. market. And that's a significant impact because Ecuador exported roughly $60.2 million worth of mahi to the U.S. in 2024. Other countries that are facing partial bans include Indonesia, which shipped about $6.9 million of mahi to the U.S. last year, Vietnam, which shipped $1.4 million, as well as smaller volumes from Colombia and El Salvador. The rule also extends to reprocessed seafood, meaning that products shipped through third countries will be restricted unless it's certified as compliant. And NOAA is coordinating with U.S. Customs to enforce the new regulations through documentation and certification procedures. We'll know more about the mahi fishing season in a couple of weeks. And in the coming weeks and months, expect additional product form pricing to be reported on our Undercurrent News price portal every Wednesday.